What's going on, everybody? Jesse Rodriguez here. Welcome to our channel, The Incredifam, where we talk about health, fitness, and family. Today we're going to share with you the 3 secret rules to your kids thriving in any environment. Okay, rule number 1, the number 1 fan rule. How does this work? This is by far my favorite rule. The reason why is because it really helps to create solid self-esteem for your child. It kind of goes like this. You are your own number 1 fan. That's it. That's the rule. Seems simple, right? However, until your kids really grasp this concept, it's not. And so what we try to do is every single time, the way you do this is, first of all, you have to explain it. And when you ask your children, the way we do it is this. We'd sit down with our kids, our daughter, our son, say, hey, who's your number 1 fan? Now, when we say that, what do you think they're thinking? They're thinking that we want them to say us. And so oftentimes that's how they respond. You are, Papa. My kids call me Papa. You are, Papa. And I say, no. Try again. And then they'll guess their mom. No. Try again. Then their brothers. They'll go through the whole family, right? Because that's the people that they know. After they go through, make 3 or 4 or 5 guesses, then I tell them, you want to know who your number 1 fan should be? And then I tell them, it should be you. Now, right then and there, they're initially introduced to the concept of the only thing that matters in this world is my own opinion of myself. When it comes to myself being like the foundation for everything they're going to do in their lives is going to come from belief in themselves. So for us, we're really big on you have to believe in yourself. And if nobody else believes in you, that's not a problem. Because they're not in control of your actions. They're not in control of your choices. We're trying to lay that foundation to let them know that this is why it's important that you are your number 1 fan and you understand that your opinion matters most above all. That's the key. And it works really good because children, when they start to understand that, if they're getting bullied, if they're getting made fun of, if they're getting, if they're getting compared to other people, whatever the case may be, they can always draw back to that number 1 rule that's, hey, you think I remember my kids, they get into arguments all the time. Whose kids don't get into arguments all the time, right? So my 2 little ones, they get into it all the time. 8 and 10 years old right now. And at the end of the day, one of them will get under the other one's skin a little bit more. And so that the one that is hurt will come to me and say, hey, Papa, so-and-so said this, and she said I'm this, and she said that, and I don't like that. It hurt my feelings. At which point, you get to point out, well, are you? Like, let's take, for example, I remember one time my daughter said, my son said she was ugly. He was upset and said, you're ugly. So she comes to me, she's like, he says I'm ugly. And I said, well, are you? No. Okay, then who cares what he thinks? So it's, again, reiterating the idea that her opinion is the one that matters. We've been doing this for many years, and now the self-esteem of our kids is extremely high. Like, they understand. They don't care what other people think. Now, occasionally someone's going to get under their skin because they are children. But at the same time, for the most part, we're really cultivating that number 1 fan. So teaching them to be their own number 1 fan is only going to serve them. It's going to create self-esteem in them and confidence in them. And they're going to know that they're the ones that are in control of whatever it is they're trying to accomplish. It all comes down to them. So that's our first rule. Secret rule number 2. We finish what we start. It's really simple. Our kids know that if they want to do something and they sign up and we put them in and we pay for it and we commit to taking them to the practices and to taking them to their games and getting all the equipment that they need, they're going to finish that sport. I don't care if they sign up and they hate it day 1, we already paid. We already had this conversation. So for us as parents, before our kids play anything, we have the conversation beforehand and we say, look, this is what it entails. You're going to be playing this many games. It's for 2 months. We got practice every Wednesday. Is that something you want to do? And of course they're excited. They're like, yeah. I said, okay, well, here, you know the rule. If we sign you up, you're going to finish. You're going to play. You're going to do every single thing. There's no, I don't feel good. I don't want to go to practice. There's no, excuses. You're going to go and show up and give us your best effort. And so by doing that, we're teaching our kids that you don't get to quit when you start things. Now, are there times in life when you probably should cut your losses? Yes, but that's for another time. Right now, we want to teach them that finishing what you start is very important, and we want to get that kind of ingrained in there. So that's our second rule, rule number 2. Our third rule, which is also extremely important for us, is always give your best effort. Now, this is highly important. I utilize this as a coach. I'm a youth coach myself. So as a coach with my kids, the number 1 thing that I tell them is, I want you guys to give me your best. Now, Your best may not be as good as his best or as good as her best. I just need your best. Because if you're at least giving me your best, I want them to understand that that's going to be enough, because that's all they have to give right now. And I want to get them, we want to get our kids in the mindset of, I just have to give my best effort. You know, if their best effort isn't good enough for something in life, which it's going to happen often, this is the real world, right? And our job as parents is to create habits for our children to be successful when they step into the real world, as opposed to, in our opinion, as opposed to setting them up to fail by making everything okay and everyone's the same. And that's not the way the real world works. So we want our kids to understand that all you can do is give your best effort. Sometimes it's not going to be enough. Sometimes somebody else's effort is going to be more than your effort, and it's going to be better in whatever circumstance you may be. If it's on a field, or if it's in a classroom, or if it's in a boardroom, wherever it may be, your best effort might not be enough. However, that being said, you still have to give it. And what this teaches people, and it teaches our kids, especially in athletics, is if their best effort isn't enough, then what can they do? The question is now, what can I do to give a better effort? And that's where the intangibles of hard work and extra work off the field and doing other things that other kids are not doing, because naturally kids are blessed with what they're blessed with. We all have certain skill sets, right? Things that we've been given, gifts we've been given. Some people are super fast, some people are really smart, some people are witty, some people have crazy hand-eye coordination. Whatever your gift is, everyone has one. Whatever your gift is, somebody else is not going to have that exact gift. So when you come up against them in competition or whatever it is you're doing, if you want to beat them in whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a game or a sport, right? We're talking about games and sports. If you want to do that, then you have to do the extra things, right? So in those extra things, what is it that they have to give? Their best effort. So when we're in practice, you have to give me your best effort, because you're not going to get better if you don't. So all of these things come into play when we're really working with our kids to kind of teach them and build that foundational framework for them to get better. And so I want to share those 3 things with you guys today really quickly, just to let you know that these are 3 rules that we work in. We call them the 3 simple rules to creating our kids to be as thriving as possible in any environment, whether it's athletics, whether it's academics, whether it's socially, whatever the case may be. If they use these 3 rules, they'll be much, much better for it. And you as a family will be a lot better, because you'll have a lot more confident kids that are thriving, which it's always great to be around confident kids. They bring up my mood, they bring up everything in the household. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Real quick, short one. If you like the content that you're seeing on our channel, please do us a favor. Hit the button below and subscribe. Share us with your friends. Let them know that we're out here sharing our experiences. And if you guys have any comments or questions, please put those in the comment section. We love interacting with people. We love hearing what people have to say. We're not the end-all, be-all. We understand that. We're here to learn too. So it's always great to collaborate with people in the world. YouTube's amazing for us to do that. So we're grateful to begin our community, to start our community, and to find people just like us who are trying to create the best families possible. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.